Hi everyone, Dennis from Canoehound Adventures here. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Do you like fried fish? Do you like it light, crispy, and very tasty? Then you're going to want to stick around and watch this video, and I'm going to share with you my secret recipe. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started on this recipe. As I mentioned, it's very simple. The main ingredient that we're going to be using is a buttermilk pancake mix. The reason for a buttermilk pancake mix, and it needs to be the one where you just add water. You don't want a pancake mix that's going to require you to add eggs and things like that. We're not making pancakes, we're actually making fish batter. So I find that the version where you just add water, because it has all the ingredients in it, that's going to make a nice light crispy batter for your fish. So I like to use this here as a Costco brand. As I mentioned, a lot of this comes from Costco Superstore, but you can buy it at any grocery store pretty much. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start out, and I'm going to add, we're doing for a pretty good fish fry today, so I'm going to add 3 cups of batter to a Ziploc bag. You can do this recipe pretty much to any size that you need it to be. A small fish fry, or if you're just having, getting ready to take some on a canoe trip, this stuff packs and lasts for quite a long time. So I've got about 3 cups of pancake batter mixed into my bag. Very simple. And then, depending on your flavor, you're going to flavor this to match your taste buds, okay? This is something that I do for myself all the time, so I actually like to really taste the ingredients in there. Next, we're going to go to the granulated garlic, and for every cup I put in, I'm going to put in half a tablespoon of garlic powder. There again, it's all to taste, okay? Do it so that it's your own recipe, and you're actually going to have your own secret recipe. Something that people are going to say, oh, what is this stuff? This is good stuff. And you know what? You got to tell them the same thing I tell them. Sorry, man, it's a secret recipe. So there we go. I got 3. You know what? I like garlic. Just for giggles, I'm going to throw in another one on there, so we can make this a really garlicky batter. So that's it. So that's just granulated garlic. And for all the granulated garlic that you've put in, okay, I'm going to do equal part with onion powder. So my onion powder, we're going to go and we're going to put in 3 and a bit as well. 2, 3 and a bit more, just because I really want to taste it here. There we go. Now, you know, some spices are stronger than others, and some will have a more predominant taste. So basically, like I say, again, you want to flavor it to what your taste buds require. And then the last ingredient I'm going to put in here is some ground up black pepper. That'll put some nice little black flakes into your fish as well. But I'm just going to do about 2.5 of those, 2.5 tablespoons. And that's just going to add some color. I've seen people put cumin in here. I've seen people put Cajun spice is like to die for. Chili spice is really good to put into this type of thing. You can even put flavors of nutmeg in there. You could put a lemon spice in there. It's pretty endless as to the different types of flavors. So play with it and turn it into your own secret recipe. So once you've added all your ingredients, you just want to Ziploc your bag and give it a good shake, give it a good toss. And I'm telling you, this is probably no different than the stuff that you're going to buy in the retail store, and for a bag half of this size, you're going to pay $8, $9. I probably got, I bet you no more than $2 worth of the ingredients here. And this here is a lot of batter, and this here is going to do a lot of fish. We're doing fish today for about 13 people, 14, 15 people maybe, I'm not sure, because it's our Sunday football and we'll have a good time. So just once you do that, you can just open up the bag and you give it a smell, and you can actually smell the garlic and the onions and the pepper. This is one of my favorite mixtures, and my next favorite is actually the Cajun one. You could even add Cajun right to this mixture and have a good flavor. So it's as simple as that, people. All you do is then, when you're all done, you're just gonna squeeze the air out of that bag, seal it up. And I usually like to double or triple bag this, because the bags that you're going to put this in is what you're going to shake the fish in. Don't shake your fish in this bag unless you plan on using it all. Use a bit, put it into a bag, and you're going to shake it. So when we get over to our friend's house and we're prepping the fish, I'm going to get a little more video there to show you how I like to coat the fish, how I like to let the fish sit and rest, and then we're going to move on to the frying process, and we're going to make you some nice golden brown, crispy chunks of pickerel and some perch. So start making your recipe and enjoy. Okay guys, so here we are. We got a little mountain of perch fillets here. First thing that you're going to want to do with this batter, like I say, it's almost like a fish crisp type of thing. Basically, you want the fish fillets to be pretty dry. You just want them to capture some of that batter on there and get a nice light coating on it. You can do this once or twice, depends if you want a thicker crispy batter or a thinner light dusting of a batter on there. So what we're going to do, I got a couple trays laid out here, and that's what we're going to lay the fillets on after we've battered them up. So as I mentioned, use little bits at a time. You can always add more if you need to. That way there you're not wasting all your batter. You can just smell the seasoning in this. We're going to take a good 5 or 6, 7 fillet batters or fillets there. Get them in that Ziploc bag. Get them all tossed around. And then we're going to pull them bad boys out of there and just lay them on the paper towel. So basically what I like to do is I'll let these fillets sit and rest for about 20 minutes or so. What's going to happen is the coating on there, the batter is actually going to dust up on there, and it's going to sort of get dampened. It's going to be crusty, or sort of like a gooey batter on there. And the reason for that is if you take it right out of the bag here now and you drop it into the cooking oil, oh, there's a nice little bass fillet. What's going to happen is if you take it right from the bag and into the oil, you're going to mess your oil right up. If you want to try to salvage your oil and reuse it for future cooking, you're not going to be able to do that if you just pull the batter straight out, or the fish straight out of the batter and drop it in. So you're going to let it sit and gum up. And I'll show you a video here, or a little update in a minute there once everything's all gummed up, and how I like to see it. So over here is my buddy Sean. Hey Sean, say hi to the camera. What?
Hello.
He's the guy I'm trying to train how to fish. Sean's my usual fishing partner. We get out weekends and stuff in the summertime. Get out for some of that nice Lake Erie and Lake Erie walleye and perch.
Party New Year.
So we'll bring it back in a couple minutes here once all this fish is all dusted up, and we'll show you how I like to have it ready to cook in a fryer. So as you can see here right now, if you take a close up here, Victoria, you can see that how it's all starting to gum up. The stuff that's coming out fresh is really light and powdery, and the stuff that's been done for a few minutes now is starting to gum up. And that's what you want, is that fish to get a good gummy coating on it, and that's where you're going to get your nice crispiness on the fish. As I mentioned, if you throw it in with powdered batter on there, you're just going to mess your cooking oil up, and it's going to fizz up all over everything. And you can use this to cook. You can cook this fish in either a frying pan or a deep fryer or anything like that, just like you would cook or deep fry your fish any other time. So the routine does not change, just the quality of your cooked fish does. Okay, so we got all the fish battered up here now. Bag zipped up, and tossed into the trash. Don't want to reuse this bag, nor do you want to save that in there because now it's contaminated with fish. We still got some left over in the other bag there, which is what we're gonna keep for future fish fry. But this here can go in the garbage. And Canoehound's got to go in and get his hands all cleaned up now. Alrighty guys, so here we are. You can see the fish is gummed up nicely. And that's what you want, a nice sticky coating on there. And that's where you're gonna get your nice light crispy batter from. We got the oil heated up over here. We've heated it up to somewhere between 325 and 350 degrees. I always start with a single piece of fish just to see how she's gonna take. That's what you want, just a nice little roll. Looks good, fish is starting to rise, so she's cooking nice. So let's get all these fish in here, or a bunch of them anyways. It's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes for these things to cook up nicely. Alright guys, first batch is done. Look at that, nice and golden, crispy brown. Just the way you want it. Who needs to buy that expensive store-bought stuff when you could use Canoehound's secret recipe? We'll break into a piece of that in a minute. We're going to let this oil heat up a little bit and we'll get the next batch going. So next time you see me, Sean and I are going to be cracking into one of these golden beauties. Okay guys, so here we are. Look at that. Look at that beautiful piece of fish. Steam coming out of it. Oh, it's going to be hot. Cooked up. Nice crust on there.
Anything here?
Cheers, buddy. Here's that her. Gotta make yourself some of your own fish batter. Use my secret recipe. Call it your own and enjoy. Bon appetit. Go catch some more fish, Sean.
Yipper.
Woo! Canoehound signing off. Remember. Shit's good. Remember, keep the adventures alive.